Hello, welcome to Anita the Pedagogue channel. Today we want to look at summary writing for First Language English IGCSE. For our lesson objectives, we will discuss what summary writing is about at this level, identifying and selecting information according to the question, how to select and order your main points, how to write a summary. We will look at tips for getting your content right and also getting your writing good. Let's move on to summary writing. It is a brief record of the main ideas in a text. That is summary writing in simplicity. Now, when you have to give a summary, as in writing a summary, you need to identify, organize, and write the main ideas in continuous writing, specifically to the focus of the question to show that you understand the whole passage. Usually you are given passage to read and summarize. So you usually ask to summarize one or two aspects of the given passage. Let's look at the example below. Read text A, which is titled Hippos, in the insert and then answer question 1F. So let's look at the question. According to text A, what are the unique features of hippos and how have they evolved over time? You must use continuous writing, not note form, and use your own words as far as possible. Your summary should not be more than 120 words. Up to 10 marks are available for the content of your answer and up to 5 marks for the quality of your writing. First and foremost, you need to look for the content and focus of the summary. What are you being asked to do? So here, the main thing you're supposed to do or give in your summary is to tell us the unique features of hippos, that is 1, and 2, how they have evolved over time. Again, when you are told to use continuous writing, what does it mean? It means that your writing should be in proper paragraphs with full sentences and not in bullet points. You are also asked to write your summary in 120 words. Do not write less or more than the words you've been given, even though you will not be penalized. But if you write more than this number of words, it's likely you have added irrelevant information. And if you write less than 120 words, there's a possibility that you have not exhausted all the relevant points you are supposed to give. Use all the relevant information from the passage to be able to get 10 marks for your content. Up to 5 marks for the quality of your writing. You will gain more marks for accurate spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Now let's go on and look at what summary passages contain. So usually they contain main points. The main points have details, explanations, there are opinions, and facts. Let's look at the main points. So the main points are the essential information and expresses the purpose of the text, and that is what you should use in your summary writing. There are also details. Details are irrelevant information such as further descriptions and examples like adjectives and should not be included in your summary. Explanation. So further information on the main point is given, and this may be useful for the summary, but you need to be careful to look at the focus of your question. Opinion. The opinion of the writer is usually expressed and should be included in your summary only if the focus of the question you've been given is to talk about the writer's view or opinion. Facts. Facts give substance to the main point, and you should include any facts that are relevant to the focus of the question you've been given in your summary writing. We are going to look at the text A for the given question that we have already discussed. And now we are going to look at identifying and selecting the relevant information according to the question's focus. So let's read text A together very quickly. Hippos. Scientists have been wrong about hippos before. Their name in ancient Greek, hippopotamus, translates to river horse, yet modern science links the animals to pigs. Recent studies of hippo DNA suggest they are more closely related to whales. Hippos also don't sweat blood, as once thought. Their skin secretes special scarlet fluid containing antibacterial sunscreen. The stubby-legged rotund creatures have surprised biologists with running speeds of over 30 kph, with a chambered stomach to break down plant matter. The animals are widely regarded as herbivores. But recently, scientists have started to uncover some exceptional behavior that could change opinion of the animals again, observing them feeding on meat. One detail that cannot be misunderstood is that hippos are huge. Mature males can weigh an intimidating 3,200 kg. This contributes to their reputation for aggression, evidenced in brutal battles over mates, slashing and biting with their incisor teeth, measuring up to 40 centimeters in length. Yet hippos only prey on grass. They consume around 40 kg a night, spending most of their day wallowing to cool off and digest their food. Some experts maintain that the animals are not predators, but have been driven to scavenge meat when particular nutrients are scarce. Hippos face increasing pressure from encroaching human settlements, and tussles over territory may facilitate carnivory, as might growing competition for fresh water and food. After declines of up to 20% over the past 2 decades, the species is now listed as vulnerable. Others believe the hippo's meat-eating behavior isn't on the rise but has simply been overlooked previously, since they mostly fed at night. We assumed we knew everything about hippos, said scientist Dr. Joseph Dudley, and that recent evidence of cannibalism and attacks on other species by hippos signals some evolutionary leap. It's not new simply because we've only just discovered it. Antelope and cattle have been known to feed on carrion and fish. Biomechanical limitations hold most of those animals back from more frequent carnivory, Dudley suggests. They aren't built for taking down prey or biting into flesh. Hippos are another story. So our task here is to identify and select according to the question's focus. What is the question asking us to do? 1. To find the unique features of hippos and also how they have evolved over time. So in answering this question in an examination, you need to take your time and identify 1. The unique features of hippos. Use a pencil or a pen to highlight or underline any relevant main idea you find. Then, on how they evolved over time, carefully highlight or underline any main ideas you find relevant to that, as you see in the sample. Make sure you do not underline any irrelevant material like descriptions, anecdotes, or irrelevant information to the focus of the question. Now let's look at what you need to do before you write out your summary. You need to select and order your main points. So 1, make sure you select only the main points and exclude details or examples. You do not need to write in the same order as the passage. Your summary must demonstrate an overview of the passage. So the examiner is not just looking at you, just pinpointing the requirements of your question, but rather to be able to know that you understand generally what the passage is about. Then base the order of your summary on the focus of the question. Now let's go on and look at how we can select and order the main points. According to the text, some of the unique features of hippos are: they are more closely related to whales than other herbivores. Hippos don't perspire, they don't sweat. They secrete a scarlet fluid that acts as antibacterial sunscreen. They can run faster than 30 kph despite their stubby legs and rotund bodies. They are gigantic animals, they are huge. They have incisor teeth that can measure up to 40 centimeters in length, and they have chambered stomach to digest plant matter. So let's look at how they have evolved over time, ideas that you need to order to now write your summary. They've been observed feeding on meat, which is unusual for herbivores. They have become predators, that means they are hunting for meat. They are exhibiting carnivorous behavior when facing environmental pressures or nutrient deficiencies. Now let's go on to how we can write our summary. First, you need to group points together using complex sentences or using compound sentences. Use synonyms to retain meaning of text. Put lists in a collection. Eliminate irrelevant details like adjectives that give descriptions, examples, anecdotes. Take all this irrelevant information out and stick to your main points. Let's take a look at the sample summary that has been written. So take note that the summary here does not have an introduction and a conclusion. You do not need an introduction and a conclusion. In writing your summary, you need to go straight to the point and look at what your question's focus is, which is to give the unique features of hippos and how they have evolved over time. It's written this way: scientists and the public have misjudged the unique features of hippos. Hippos are gigantic animals that are associated with whales. They do not perspire but discharge a scarlet fluid that acts as a sunscreen. Hippos are enormous herbivores that run over 30 kph and have a packed stomach that can digest plants as they eat 40 kg. The evolution of hippos has been evident recently, and scientists have noticed hippos exhibit carnivore traits. Some specialists assert that the hippos are not carnivores, but lack of peculiar nutrients and the fact that them losing their habitat to urbanization has driven them to become flesh eaters. Dr. Joseph Dudley explains that there is proof of evolutionary progress, but the discovery of hippos could be their nature even though it was just on Earth. This summary is just about 120 words, and it just goes straight forward to talk about the unique features of hippos and how they have evolved over time. Doesn't make use of irrelevant details. The sentences are a combination of complex sentences and compound sentences with some simple sentences. This summary is written in the third person. The language is formal. There's no heavy reliance on the text as the sample is in the candidate's own words. Let's go on now and look at some tips that we need to be able to write our summaries. So 1, your summary should be written in your own words. Must be concise and fluent. Use accurate spelling, punctuation, and grammar. Use contextual meaning for words you don't understand. Use synonyms to tweak words to be your own. Use a collective word for lists and use complex sentences. Content. Note that you are given up to 10 marks for content, so your content marks will be obtained only when 1, the specific focus of the question is answered in your summary. All ideas must be taken from the passage. Do not add your personal opinion or ideas. Use everything relevant to get top marks. Do not give just some of the relevant points. Give all in your summary. Do not repeat ideas you've already mentioned. Avoid including your own opinion, facts, or irrelevant ideas. Your response must show a clear overview of the passage to show that you really understand it. You are given up to 5 marks for the quality of your writing. And so your writing marks will only be obtained if your ideas are expressed clearly, fluently, and mostly with concision. Your ideas should be well organized. Your summary should be in your own words, except words which do not show reliance on the words of the text. Use a variety of well-chosen vocabulary. Avoid lifting ideas from the passage except technical words or expressions. Let's look at the writing style. You're supposed to write using formal language. Do not write an introduction and a conclusion for your summary. Begin your summary with the focus, that is the question, what it is demanding. Use complex sentences to combine your ideas to make it brief. Do not write in the first person or second person narrative, but use the third person. Ensure your spelling, punctuation, and grammar are correct. Write in a straightforward manner in order to be within the word limits. Write your summary in 1 or 2 paragraphs. Do not exceed 2 paragraphs. I hope this lesson was useful to you. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Until I come your way again, keep learning and be the best version of yourself.